but then Campus Quadi, Aquincum, and then Solona. And this is like I said, it's a 5-province front. Nobody's really going to mess with Vicus Alemany. But you take these 5 provinces, nobody can really get past you. They're going to have to take one of these. They're always going to go for them. So you can just have a very weak garrison as a result. That gives you a lot of time to basically solidify your base. Now, horde units, or hoarding factions, they will skip past you, this front, and they'll go in here. And in particular, in this area right here, when the Huns came around, they used this as their party ground. They just kind of kept tooling around and messing around, and they eventually were able to. The first time we played this, they came in and they took over Ravenna. So just one of the things to keep in mind is that if a horde unit starts messing around, you need to take them out. Also, I'm more or less steering clear of all rebel units for the time being, just because I'm just too weak to take them on. The rebel units would be too strong, and they'll weaken any guys I have, and I really need to save my money. So that is turn 1. Okay, this is something specific for the one province I took. It's the one right above, like Aquincum, that little, it's like about the middle of the 5 provinces I said you had to keep in order to establish a front. The way the battle's going to set up is that you got basically a real simple, it's the one without a fence, without a gate. I mean, without any kind of fence material. So there's very little defenses. There's only 3 units here. There's the peasants, which are right here, and there happen to be the general, the leader, the captain, and there is the spearmen and the archers, and they happen to be right here. Now, all I have, because the only unit able to reach is the 1 cavalry unit, and I have a general, a heavy cavalry, a light cavalry, and a spearman unit, and they were, they barely had enough movements to be allowed to engage in the battle. Only the cavalry guy he's the only one able to actually fight. So what I'm going to have happen right here is that because this cavalry guy and these peasants are so close, I'm going to have cavalry guy discharge him, and hopefully he can kill the general. But otherwise, this is going to be a crazy battle. But I'm going to hold back because I want to stay away from his archers. And I'm going to basically just kind of plink away at him and then, draw him into a fight and, just wear him down. So I'm actually like restarting. I had said before that this battle I lost a lot of guys. I'm going to redo this, so make it better. Beauty of quick save. Okay, this is the beginning of round 2. My Vicus Frankie assault was knocked back. The guys were too weak. They got overwhelmed. Vicus Alemany, they were knocked back. They were overwhelmed as well. So I've gotten the one army that was here moved over to the right, and so they're about to engage. But the Alemany, they moved a guy to this bridge, so I had to knock him back. So I'm going to engage this guy. So I'm actually going to be attacking this guy who's outside of the fortress, which is going to draw the enemy leader out. So that'll bring him into a fight, and that's actually what I want. And I have 4-3 odds now. So I just wanted to let you guys know. So if I can win, and especially if I can destroy all of this man's force, I will gain control of the enemy settlement. Okay, so this is all the stuff I've done for round 2. I've moved this general to engage. There are only 2 units, the faction heir and a Pickish spearman. One of these units there's an adjacent unit. One of these units is very likely a Scotty chariot, because I saw one before, and the other one could be who knows what, but it's probably slingers. So I'm actually quite capable enough to take on this force. Now, an interesting thing is that the enemy keeps. And this is I restarted it and it happened again. And I believe this happened last time I did this too. They bought Ibercum, this northern English city. So it's I don't know what to do about it. Luckily, I had sold a lot of the or did I sell it? No, I didn't. That's the problem. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of a tough nut to crack when I get them back. Otherwise, every city produced a Christian shrine and a peasant unit. So that's that's what's being built and everything. let's see, this guy has engaged. The enemy is just a couple archers and one peasant and a faction leader, which, you know, peasant faction leader. So I'm actually about equal to the guy, and I got my reinforcements coming up. So really, I can just sit there and I can just. I doubt he will attack or try to escape, and if he does, then I have the advantage because then I'm defending. I can just pick off his advances. Otherwise, I'm just going to wait till these guys join, and then I'll attack. I've been moving my Limitani around, so there's like at least one in each city, which actually seems to help. And a lot of these cities, even though, you know, see, here's the beauty of having units that are, or what am I going to say? The advantage of having revolts is that units, or like civilian population dies. Part of the population is killed off, and that actually makes your job easier. So, you know, you can accomplish things, you know, smoother. I think what I'm going to do next, just for the heck of it, is I'm going to move this unit out and have them lay siege to Vancus Frankie again, and from a different position, because this time I did it differently. I had them sit between these two forests, and it actually was quite nice, quite effective, but still just too strong of an enemy force coming to attack me. I need to lay siege to them again to basically keep them occupied, keep them from building up a strong enough offense. And you know, I'm just going to keep the peasant units back here to keep this city occupied. If you leave the city unoccupied, the Franks will move in and take it over. There was Alemanni unit here and my general right here, so I just pushed him back and he sat back. I then got the general who had fled back to here, but I got him involved, and so he was able to join in the fight. And they were able to push the guy back. And in fact, I actually defeated pretty much all of the Alemanni. So it's just down to their leader, who has 3 guys and one Knight Raider. So I've more or less defeated them. And if the battle had gone a little bit different, I probably could have totally annihilated them. So they only last 7 turns, so I'm going to attack the next turn. The rest of their army is way over here. They still haven't come close to me. And it'll take them a while to get to me anyways. The one thing to keep in mind is that when you're moving guys, you have to think about where are you funneling the guys. The reason why I'm moving all the generals to the front, by the way, is because there are some good generals and some bad generals. The problem is there's a lot of good and bad retinue attached. So, and it's hard to pick and switch and swap. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move all the guys to the front, and then swap the retinue, and then send the good generals back. And really, actually, the other thing is that I'm going to have the good generals sit as and occupy this front. They're going to be the better defending generals. They'll have all these advantages, and especially in terms of producing population and the like. So like I said, you just need a strong front, and then you can take care of your rear. The other advantage of getting all the generals together is that, like I said, a lot of the generals are corrupt. You don't want the generals sitting in a city because they're just going to ruin the economy. So you want them out fighting. And if you lose them, oh well. Yeah, in fact, you kind of want them to die because that's going to cause new generals, good generals, to spawn. Occasionally, like I said before, don't attack or don't engage rebel armies. Sometimes you can, like this army right here, and what's going to happen is you engage and then they fall back. So. That's going to suck. But one thing you don't want to do is remove any of the building establishments in Rome. And the reason why is because Rome has a foundry. Once you get your front